right, we are back. Let me make sure. Oh, there we go. We are back. All right. So, and you said that was done on the laptop itself, the microphone.
Exactly. Yeah, I just wrote the words to the song, typed them on the computer, and then I just was like, you know what? I don't have time to go get my microphone and go get the microphone stand and do all that stuff and set up my audio stuff. But I am so inspired, so I just wanted to like hunker down and get it done. And all I had was my laptop at the time, at the place I normally record, and I had my other stuff spread out in various other places, and I just was like, I'm doing it now. So I just did it, and I was like, oh, it sounded good. Like I thought they were scratch vocals or going to be scratch vocals that I would later like sing to when I recorded, just to kind of help me stay in the right key signature, because I do that because sometimes I find myself going like, maybe it sounds better in C major or this or that, and then I'm all of a sudden doing stuff, recording part of the song in C major, and then it's now in a different major, and key signature that is. So I do scratch vocals, but I ended up just keeping them, and these were just done on the microphone that's built into the laptop I normally use for producing and everything. Yeah. So I'm so happy it worked out. I put some reverb on it or something. I don't know. But I didn't do much to change the vocals either, or to add effects or anything. So I'm impressed by the actual built-in microphones into these laptops. They're pretty high quality to begin with. So I think if people are on a budget and they're a bedroom producer, I want to tell them, don't let the cost of equipment stop you. If you have a microphone and if you have some sort of recording software, even if it's GarageBand or whatever came with your laptop, you can get started today. And so I want to inspire people to not let technical glitches get in the way. They can always add a little bit of audio effects. The most important thing too is when you do record on a laptop in like a bedroom setting, make sure it's on a soft surface, because otherwise you get some weird echoing off of like glass surfaces or hard surfaces. So if you put it on a hard table, then you might get the weird echoing thing. So put it on a soft surface, yeah, like a bed mattress. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. So yeah, I'm on a budget. But hey, that's I think that it doesn't, I just want to make sure it doesn't stop me or other people. You can record in your car if you had to. So yeah.
I've done that.
You've done that? Whoa. Cool.
Well, see, I sing, but I don't even sing in front of my household. I actually kick everybody out. I don't know. I just the stage fright thing. So I've taken the laptop and a microphone out in my vehicle to sing something that was kind of on a quick deadline. So I'm just going to go out in the vehicle and record it, because I don't know. I'm weird.
You're great. I know. And then do you use like headphones to hear a click, like so you just stay on the right beat?
I had the instrumental in the laptop. I just took it out and sang my parts, and then came in and mixed and did my thing. So sometimes the methods are odd, but it's a result that counts.
Yeah, exactly. So you're doing great then. You must be really talented to be able to do that.
Well, now I have a professional vocal booth, so I can close that off and not be afraid of people hearing me sing. Although I actually recently, I do VR, so virtual reality. So there's some karaoke events, and one night I sang a couple of my favorite songs that I liked, and so now I've kind of overcome that, but haven't done it in real life yet. But I mean, it is other people. It was just the buffer of being in the headset, in that type of technology, that got me over that whole sort of stage fright thing. So
awesome. Yeah, sometimes, if you're on a strict deadline, sometimes it's hard to just crunch it out It's easier if you just do it in a relaxed setting. Yeah. So it worked out for me, yeah, doing it on a bed. I mean, like, it wasn't very comfortable because, like, I set the laptop on the bed and then I was on my knees to sing into the microphone, to be like level with the microphone with my mouth. And then, yeah, and then I would lean back for higher notes the way you would lean back away from the microphone if you were recording into a microphone. I mean, you've probably, you're an experienced singer, I can tell. But like, you know, you don't want like clipping and bad audio from your mouth being too close to the microphone in the laptop either, the built-in one that is. So I had to do some like leaning back for the high notes and then leaning forward for the softer notes, and you know, just the normal stuff that I have seen singers do. Like I watch you know, videos of singers. My favorite singer right now is probably Foreigner. I'm really into 80s music right now, but I'm a big Depeche Mode fan, and so I just. But oh my gosh, Lou Gramm from Foreigner, when he performed live, I'm watching like his 1980s performances to these huge stadiums to like millions of people. Well, I don't know about millions, but it was a lot of people, like hundreds of thousands of people. And oh my God, all you see is people in the audience, just a sea of people, and he's killing it. You know, in the 80s, he's killing it, and he's singing, and I'm trying to like emulate how he sings. Like he's close to the microphone for the quiet stuff, and then leans back for the loud notes. But yeah, if you're not into 80s music, I don't want to derail the interview too much. You love
Depeche Mode.
Okay.
Enjoying the silence.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, I had the biggest crush on Dave Gahan. I still do. I still have the biggest crush on Dave Gahan. Yeah, the lead singer for Depeche Mode. Yeah, I love. Yeah, Enjoy the Silence. It's No Good. Black Celebration. Personal Jesus. I can't like think of a Depeche Mode song that I actually don't like. People Are People are awesome. All these songs are so awesome. Halo, Precious. Like every time a Depeche Mode song goes on the radio, I'm like, yes, because I feel like they're so underappreciated in mainstream radio stations. But anyways, most of my inspiration came from like Depeche Mode, The Cure, uh, Duran Duran. Okay, I still have a crush on Duran Duran. Pretty much I could listen to their greatest hits albums over and over and I don't get bored. Like I could just keep listening to all these like Foreigners greatest hits.
What about REM?
REM, yeah, they're great too. Yeah, no, I hear them a lot on the radio too. Yeah. No, I mean aren't they legendary? I heard they started out at you know, they started small and they got discovered like singing at I want to say I heard they sang at college campuses and stuff. And then all of a sudden they're they're probably the biggest band of like the 90s and 80s, right? Or one of them. Anyways, and then U2's great. I mean, I'm like so into all the people that were in the 80s, yeah. So
it was a great decade.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Hello?
Call dropped.
Oh, shoot. I can't believe that. It could be something to do with me being in the Central Valley again. I didn't touch my phone though. But the good thing is I'm able to record my end of the interview, like my face talking and stuff, on my computer. And so I could save it and send it to you if that helps for later publicity uploads and whatnot.
Possibly the fact that we're FM radio, I archive the audio of it. So the video, whenever it's somebody remote, is just for a better interaction. It does help to be able to feed off of each other's energy and all that. But the main thing is that we're on, and we're letting my listeners hear about you. That's the goal. What about other genres that you haven't tried yet? You do have a versatility, and you're hitting a number of genres. What's something that's just like the next thing that you haven't tried yet? genre-wise?
Instruments. It's hard to say that because I didn't mention that I started off with classical music as a child, so I was really into playing the flute. That was my first instrument, and I was in the children's. I think it was called the San Luis Obispo Children's Philharmonic, and I was first chair flute for I want to say 4 years. I love the flute. I had the luxury of being able to practice a couple hours a day, and then I took private flute lessons from some really great people. My mom was really helpful. She drove me to the little children's Philharmonic symphony practices and concerts, and I got to play Peter and the Wolf. I was the flute, what do they call that? I was the bird, which was so fun. So a lot of the song is the flute, is the bird. So I was the soloist for that song, and I love Tchaikovsky and Beethoven, and I could go on for hours on classical music. Maybe a genre I haven't tried enough of is opera. And country I could do more of. I don't do a lot of country, and I haven't done heavy metal, but I keep like putting some heavy metal sounds into my EDM music now to make it more of a hard.
Nice. Okay.
Thank you. Like a more of a hard style sound, because I really got into Gary Numan's music. So Gary Numan back in the 80s, he had the song Cars, and he's phenomenally talented. I got to see him in San Francisco, and then I just really fell in love with his new music. So he has these new albums that he's releasing it's called industrial metal is the genre he's in now, and he has a song called My Name Is Ruin. Sorry, tongue twister. My Name Is Ruin, or it's called Ruin. Totally amazing song, but that whole album that has that song on it, I could listen to every song on that album. He has a song called Mercy. So many really cool songs with really cool sounds. So Nine Inch Nails is also in that same genre, I think, industrial metal, and so is the Ministry. And I did see the Ministry. Yeah, him and the Ministry performed at the same concert. That was a real once in a lifetime experience, and it really opened my eyes to industrial metal. And then I'm now kind of thinking about doing metal too, like just basic metal. I don't know if that's how they call that. And of course, I love the Rolling Stones and rock in general. And they're a little bit of they sometimes do a little bit of a harder rock. So I'm just like, I'm all over the place with what I love, but I don't think I've actually done an actual rock song with heavy metal influence, or a heavy metal song either, or a straight up industrial metal song like Nine Inch Nails or anything like that. But I don't know if there's a lot of female singers doing that. But I do think that when I hear a female singer singing metal, I really love it, and I feel like I could do it. But I think that with my voice range, I might throw some opera sounding singing in, because my vocal range I've now discovered is mostly like Gwen Stefani and Chappell Roan and Lana Del Rey. And I know those are vastly different people, but my range is in the similar area of those people, because I sing a lot of their songs. So I started out singing Born to Die, the Born to Die album that Lana Del Rey put out. And it was one of the top, I think it's like one of the top albums of all time. She released it, I want to say in like 2011, but I bought it in 2019. So I taught myself how to sing, singing to Lana Del Rey a lot. And then I learned, I sound like Gwen Stefani when I sing Don't Speak. And then that opened a lot of like my mind power into making music more like Gwen Stefani, and learning her style. And then I also now have branched out to Chappell Roan style, which has a little bit of the opera sounding. But to give you some historical background, my great aunt was a very famous opera singer. Her name was Grace Van Studdiford, and so she was performing to huge audiences around the country, but also at the Metropolitan Opera House. And she was just a little country girl hailing from Indiana, and she got discovered in the 1800s, okay? And she had her heyday. She was very famous singing opera, which was the popular thing back in the 1800s anyways. So basically they didn't have, as you know, they didn't have pop music. And they didn't really record either till the gramophone was discovered. And sadly, there's no recordings of my great aunt, and I never met her because she died of breast cancer in 1927. Yeah, it's a sad story. So I never met my great aunt, and my great grandmother toured worldwide or nationwide with her, possibly worldwide too. All I can say is I know most of it based off of just like stories of my father saying that, oh, no one's saying like your great grandmother. She would just pound on the piano so loud and sing so loud that everyone would just stop and listen because she was so good at it. She would take that piano. She could play anything that was played on the radio. She would just play by ear. She would start playing along to the slogans and logans and whatever you call those little tunes that are on the radio. Yeah, she was that gifted, and I was like, oh my god, what? And I never met either one of these people. I never met my great grandmother. Never met my great aunt. And yeah, and the crazy thing is, it's a huge like a, what do they call it, a secret, best kept secret from my family. No one told me that I had a famous great aunt. I had to look her up on Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, yes. So I am the great. Well, she was a great aunt. I don't know what that makes me because I'm not good with this genealogy stuff. Yeah, and so, but there's like these museums with all these pictures and memorabilia, and I'm like, this is so weird. I should be an heir to all that, and I don't even have a darn picture of her. All I have is whatever I can see on the internet. Well, I don't own it. It's these pictures off the internet that I can see of my great aunt. Yeah, it's so weird. And she used to dress like a horse rider. She decided to do away with the skirts. She wore trousers and riding boots to perform live for most of her performances. And she said that riding horses with a skirt on and doing side saddle was inhumane to the horses. I totally agree with that. Yeah, so yeah, she invented like the whole wearing pants, maybe, for all I know, for women. Because back then, most people wore skirts and dresses. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. And so I should do opera, maybe, because now I can sing along to Chapel Roan songs. And I never knew I could. So, and I discovered my great aunt's Wikipedia in 2019. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of got mad at my dad, like, how come you didn't tell me I had a famous family member? And he said, well, no one told him either. I guess maybe there was some family jealousy, so they kept it a secret. Wow. Can you believe that? Yeah. So now I didn't know, but I always knew I could sing really loud. Like, I don't need a microphone, you know what I mean? And I think that was kind of the determining factor to be a famous opera singer. Is not, I mean, of course, having talent, being able to sing and sound good, but also being able to fill up a whole room with your voice and have it echo off the walls and maybe even shatter glass. That would be great. And I could probably do that, actually. I could probably shatter glass. So I am lucky to have a voice, but I wish that I wasn't steered away from music. But my family had me do like more of the go to college, get straight A's. I, been there, done that, mostly straight A's along my lifetime. And then later on, I discovered that I can sing is where I'm at. But you know what? It's not too late, I guess. So that's the good thing. It's not too late.
That's very true in anything.
Thank you.
So let's play another song. What about Haunt You? Since you touched on the hardstyle stuff, it even says #hardstyle
Thank you.
on file itself. What about this song? What's the story behind it? And then we'll go ahead and let the listeners hear it.
Well, thank you. So it's about a fictitious story in my head that I kind of came up with of a beautiful girl who was brokenhearted after being swindled by a seemingly Prince Charming that had turned out to be a narcissist that really just led her down the rose petal covered path, so to speak, that there would be a happy fairy tale romance ending, you know, fill in the blank, marriage, children, having what you call like happy family or happy marriage or forever love. So he turned out to be a fraud, is what this song's about. And she now knows that karma's going to go back and haunt her. It's very inspired by, I want to say, the Mercy song on Gary Newman's album. His one of his most recent albums has a song called Mercy. It's so good, and it's about, to me, it doesn't have a lot of words to it, so it leaves it open ended. But to me, the story is about karma is going to go get. I mean, so to speak, it's not going to like kill the person, but it's going to go punish the person to the same extent that they wronged someone or swindled them. And so I believe very firmly in karma now. I believe that's my you know, my whole mantra for a lot of my songs is karma is here and you can run but you can't hide. You've wronged a person and you will have to pay for it. And that's just the way the universe works. It's an infinite universe, and if you want to say God or whatever higher power you believe in, it's infinite. It's everywhere. It's omnipresent, and it will go and punish the person that wronged the other person. It will make whole those wrongs. So for whatever was taken from this girl, the years of her life that she spent saving the life of this other person, only to find out that he turned around and wronged her. That's what this song's about. It's about a narcissist. And I think a lot of people have interacted with narcissists. I know it sounded like a weird term 10 years ago, but now they're really, it's all over these magazines. There are people that are narcissists. They go around defrauding people. They say, oh, I want to marry you. I want to be with you. But, you know, they'll tell you whatever you want to hear. You're gorgeous. They'll give you compliments. Oh, I want to have children with you. You know, I want to build a future with you. And then they turn around. They just discard later on. They discard that person. They build someone up just to break them down. And they actually enjoy. There's something wrong with these people. Not that I'm not a clinical psychologist, but the people that go around doing this, the love bombing, and then they go tear someone down and discard them later on, those people will reap karma, in my opinion. And there is, like, it's like they're missing a soul. They're empty people without a soul, in my opinion. And this song's about that.
So let's hit them with
Thank you.
Haunt You, right here on Happy Hour with DJ Luke. Having a great chat with GiGi Van Studdiford.
Thank you.
This is Haunt You. All right, I'll turn it up here a little bit on the speakers. I'll take it off of the charger now. About 50% battery. So we have right at 34, right at about 30 total minutes left. 2 remaining songs. We've hit the listeners with quite a bit about your approach. You're hit them with a couple of songs so far. I have a segment that I do with all my guests called This or That. Shouldn't take more than about 10 minutes, but I want to jump into that next. And then we'll talk about your upcoming projects, or have you mentioned things that are in the works, maybe hit on those songs again, like the general subject matter, the ones that you were too sick to record, maybe speak on those and give the listeners where they can find you, your IG or wherever you want to point them to.
Thank you. Yes. So I am GiGi Van Studdiford, and it's a long name, but it's GiGi Van Studdiford Music at Instagram. So it's that. Okay.
What save all that the songs playing right now. I muted my microphone here, so I can chat with you off air about the remainder of what we're gonna do. So we'll do that segment.
Thank you.
That this or that segment. It'll be quick and it's a fun little thing. You'll see. It's and then we'll get to. We could play another song right after that, and then come back out with the links and touching on your things people can look out for next.
Thank you.
Leave people wanting to come and keep visiting wherever you point them online, and that's the whole goal, is making sure that my listeners want to continue to search for you and support your music and make it to where they can't wait to hear your next stuff.
Thank you so much.
That's the goal. Yeah. So this song has about a minute left, and we'll come out and do this or that, play a song. The way I end each episode is by playing the final song that you sent. We'll wrap up on the mic. Thanks for coming on. It's been great. And then play the last song, and that's what the listeners hear last. So instead of talking at the end.
Okay.
Yep. No, it's going great. A lot of great info. I love the history of your aunt. Pretty cool stuff. I'll have to look her up on Wikipedia.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So this song's done. We'll put my headphones back on. Yeah, I'm always gonna be testing the Zoom with any other guests that we do it that way, because it should work, but obviously there were issues. So, but there's always a backup, always a way to get it done.
Thank you.
All right, this song is almost done. All right, we are back. So I have a segment that I do with all of my guests, and it is called This or That. And let me turn the speakers up. You might be able to hear through the phone in the background, but I have this intro for it. All right, and then of course I have this stuff that plays underneath, which you can't hear, but the listeners can. So this or that, I basically have a series of two choice things, and you just let myself and the listeners know your favorite of the two. Could be both, could be neither. No extra options. Don't insert any additional third or fourth or however many options. Okay, so first one, destination that you would move to permanently. This one, you do have to pick one. If you had to move permanently to Portland or Chicago, which would it be?
I guess Chicago.
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there once, and I was on the outskirts of Portland before. I liked Chicago, but I had one full day there. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's a neat place, very clean city, the downtown part.
It would be sight unseen. I haven't been to Chicago. I should have probably gone there by now, but I think it sounds like it's closer to New York. Or I know that it's closer to New York. I mean, you could probably drive to New York from there, as opposed to taking the airplane from Portland's way further from New York. That's what I want to say. But once you're on an airplane, you might as well be further away if you want to. So if you love the rain, I know that Portland's known for rain. I've been to Portland. It's beautiful and green, lots of vegetation because it rains so much. But I heard it rains so much, right? So it's
a lot, yeah.
But honestly, it's a toss-up. I think either place would be more fun than the Central Valley to me, because I think there's a bigger music scene in both of those places as opposed to the Central Valley, but we're working on it here. We do have big names come here, like to the Save Mart Center. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just talking about like as an up and coming musician, more is happening in those cities, Portland and Chicago. But Chicago's closer to New York, and so I think that if I lived in Chicago, I would be able to hit up some New York record labels a little more easily. So that's my plan.
I'm saying Chicago for me as well. I liked the vibe there. It was,
Yeah.
it was good. Next, sourdough or French bread? What do you like best of those two?
I love sourdough.
Same. Love it. Yeah. So, over French bread all day.
Yeah. Me too.
If you're going to watch a movie by one of these actresses, Jennifer Lawrence or Jennifer Garner?
I like Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner. 13 going on 30 was a good flick. But honestly, there are more movies I like that had Jennifer Lawrence. Like
really?
Passengers was awesome.
Okay. I think I saw that.
A great movie. The what?
I think I saw that. Yeah, they're more she's more into the serious movies, so to speak, maybe.
Yeah, or the Hunger Games, those were good. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence for me. This isn't about us having the same outlooks and likes. It's just trying to see which you like over the other. But yeah, Jennifer Lawrence I like more.
Okay.
Activity you'd rather do? Would you rather do paintball or laser tag?
Probably laser tag, because I had a cat. She passed away, unfortunately, a couple years ago. But she was about 20 years old, so she passed away of old age. She passed away a number of years ago now. But she used to love to play with the laser light, I guess.
Yes, laser bits.
Her name was Kiki. Yeah, and she was super cute. We rescued her. Yeah, my mom and I.
So I've never done laser tag. I did paintball, and
wow.
Yeah, that thing will leave you with some welts if you get hit.
Oh no!
You're wearing the gear and everything. I didn't get hit in the face with them. Of course, I think you're wearing the goggles or whatever.
Yeah.
TV show. I don't know if you've seen either of these, but these are very popular. The TV show called You or Dexter.
I don't watch a lot of TV right now, so I'm way out of it. I guess I don't know what either one's about. So.
I do know. Well, I know Dexter very well. I've watched through it several times. I'm gonna go with it, but my wife and I we're fans of both.
Okay.
Pet you'd rather have if you could have one of these two pets: a chinchilla or a gecko?
I guess a chinchilla.
I have a friend that had one. They're super soft and you can't get them wet. They actually bathe in like fine charcoal dust.
Oh no.
It's kind of weird. No, they're cool though. They'll sit on your shoulder. They're fluffy. I think I'd do chinchilla as well. Okay. Yeah.
I like the Geico commercials, but I don't know. I'm not good with reptiles. I don't think. I mean, I don't know how to take care of a reptile. So.
They have to be kept in a cool spot and fed bugs. It's pretty easy. Chinchillas are high maintenance.
Yeah, well, with the Central Valley heat, it's hard to keep a cool place. So they probably would be happier in the Bay Area with you. But yeah, chinchilla for both of us, maybe then. Okay.
Apple or Android?
It's hard to choose. I guess I'm used to using an Apple laptop that I've had for more than a decade, so I'm more into Apple products.
I've never liked the Apple products.
Yeah, I understand.
I've never owned any, but I've used them.
I used to not. Yeah, it's like the only thing is though, for making music, I think they're really good. They have a reputation for being really good because they can handle so much. I don't even know what they call that, but the power on them is so big that you could put I can have 100 audio files on a song and it won't crash. So that's a real benefit.
Well, there's also stability with them. The problem now you can build, and I do, you can build a PC that will blow away anything out there. The problem comes in with the drivers not working with each other in it, and there tends to be a lot of problems to work out, whereas with Mac, it just worked.
Yeah,
so
and
they both work.
Right.
They both work, but...
And I can't believe, this laptop I've had for more than 10 years hasn't broke yet, which I'm so grateful that, it's still going strong, which I haven't had that experience with any other type of PC, but they probably exist. I switched to Mac so early, and then I've just been on the one laptop for the most part.
Would you rather have for your house a bigger living room or a bigger master bedroom?
I don't have a house right now, so
I
don't own a house. Oh,
where do you live?
It's hard to choose. I'd rather have more space in general, but yeah, either one. I'd like to have both.
I guess
more of everything.
That is an option. We have a living room, and there was an add-on room from the previous owner, and a very small master bedroom. I'd rather have that because we already have a pretty nice living room and entertainment room. So a bigger master bedroom would be mine. Last one, job you'd rather have. You still do your music and all that, but would you rather be a game show host or a talk show host on TV?
Maybe right now a talk show host because I find myself talking a lot. Like even on your show, I just start talking because I know that you gotta have some entertainment value. Sorry, that was a tongue twister. We have to have some entertainment value, so part of it is talking, right? So I have no problem talking. I think as everyone can see.
I think talk show host because I have an entertainment show. I'm not so much a talk show kind of like Donahue, that type of stuff, or Maury Povich, those types. I think I would do that. I would be more having quirky guests on, like Geraldo. These shows they have You Are Not the Father and all those different things, and people fighting. I don't want people fighting, but it's those types of shows. There's a lot of entertainment value. I think I'd be a talk show host more than a game show host. Although, who doesn't like Bob Barker? I mean, he's been gone for a while, but yeah, who didn't like him on The Price is Right? So.
Yeah, I love that show. It's just that I think if I was a game host, game show host. I would have to prepare questions, and it's more fun just to talk, in my opinion.
Yeah, conversations. Let's hit them with another song.
Okay.
Love at First Sight or Pray for Me? Which one? And then we'll come back and I'll have you speak on your upcoming projects and whatever else for a few minutes before we play the final song. Which song next, though?
Pray for Me sounds good.
Pray for Me?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to say about the track real quick?
Yeah, I think for that song, I really enjoyed making it. And it was kind of one of my first more hard style sounding songs, a faster tempo than like a EDM song. And I really had fun with it. I love piano, as you guys can probably tell. When you hear that song, you're going to hear piano. For me, I love the piano in pretty much every song I make. It's now become a staple of my music making. Pianos are great. If I could get a grand piano, I will in the future. And then I will try to play like my great grandmother, all the songs on the radio. That's the thing about that song, Pray for Me, is it's about having substance abuse issues. And I am so glad and lucky that I haven't had substance abuse issues, but I feel for people that do. I have read up on substance abuse issues, and I've seen people that have suffered. It's horrible, whether it's alcohol abuse or something else. There is help out there, and you're not alone. I am so blessed that I can stop at one glass of wine or, one drink. But there are people that once they take one, they can't stop, and they go into like an entire bender from what I've heard. Yeah. And it's just horrible. And So it's about that, but also devil energy in general. I've kept it open, so it could be about any type of obsession or unhealthy thought behavior. Even it could be devil energy, like an unhealthy relationship. This song is so open-ended. It's about praying for me or you or whoever it resonates with in the dark of the night when one might not be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah.
Okay. Pray for Me by GiGi Van Studdiford, right here on Happy Hour with DJ Luke.
Thank you.
Okay. Put it up on the speaker here. I muted my mic. Yeah. Then I brought my headphones. That doesn't help. So when this song is over,
okay,
we'll have about 5 total minutes. No more than 5 minutes. Got to wrap up. I'll have you then at that point read off where folks can find you, spell everything out, and then basically what they can look forward to maybe in the next by next summer, or however, if you have a time frame for releasing stuff, maybe throw some song names or project names out again. People can look for the existing stuff. Sum up in 5 minutes or less, and then we'll play the last song, or we'll hang up. That'll play. I will end up putting the recording of the show. I'm going to cut out all the stuff where we were trying to figure out the audio. It'll be the archive will be cleaned up and more listenable, and then I will link you to that when it uploads, and you can share the episode for people that couldn't tune in.
Okay.
All right, so song's playing. About 2 minutes left on it. We'll come right back in and close out with all the things, all of that info. I'm glad we were able to make this happen. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, and thank you so much for having me on the show. Yeah, it's such an honor.
Sorry to have you get all prepped up for doing the video portion. Again, is just for us to have a better interaction. It makes for a better conversation, but even then, it's fine. Again, you went through all that trouble. But yeah, I'm going to figure out for the next time that I have somebody not in the actual studio here, I got to make sure that those video chat methods are going to work. Well, we made it happen. Thinking on our feet, or thinking on our feet in the moment to make things work. Okay. I like the effect or set of effects on your vocals in this.
Thank you.
All right, put my headphones on. So, we'll have exactly 5 minutes to summarize everything and let them know where to find you and all that. And then there's a guy coming in, now I'm tongue-tied. There's a guy that comes in right after my show and starts his. So,
okay.
He's almost done playing. Turn the volume down there. And all right, we are back. I love the vibe of that track. And those effects, like I was saying while the song was playing on there, yeah, really cool effects on your vocals. Great production. Love it. And that's kind of the stuff I've been trying to get into, some of the more in the EDM and some pop level stuff. Yeah, great stuff. So where can folks find your music? Where can they find you to follow your socials so you can get your followers up, as well as future projects that people can look out for?
Well, thank you. So I'm on Spotify, and if you just search for my name, GiGi Van Studdiford, and that's spelled Gigi, and then Van, VAN, and then Studdiford, Studdiford. So I'm on Spotify. You can stream my music right now on Spotify. And you can also listen in on SoundCloud by searching my name as well, GiGi Van Studdiford. I'm also on Instagram at GiGi Van Studdiford Music. And I'm on YouTube. I have a page on YouTube or channel, and it's called GiGi Van Studdiford. Same way of spelling it. And I would love to have you guys subscribe, and your likes and your comments are well appreciated. I'm also on iTunes, and you can even make stories and reels on Instagram and TikTok with my music. I have it set up to where they can, put my song to whatever video that they recorded or picture even, and people can enjoy that with their stories, their reels, and their postings. And both on Instagram and TikTok. Yes. And I'm not on TikTok yet in terms of having a profile, but I'm planning on getting a TikTok. I'm old school, so backing up to that, I stuck with Instagram and SoundCloud, but now I'm finding YouTube more helpful at getting exposure with my music, and I think TikTok is also known for being helpful for gaining exposure. So that's my new frontier, is to try getting on TikTok. But you right now can.
TikTok's interesting because you'll search your music and you'll find the most random people with random places in the world. They'll do the dumbest videos, and they'll have a song of mine that they've used.
Like, I love that. Wow.
But that's what you want.
Yes, I want that. So yeah.
You always want the random people to find it, because that means it's not just your same friends that are new people. That's what we need and strive for as musicians. Exactly. And if you people in the audience could follow me on Instagram, that'd be great. GiGi Van Studdiford Music. And if you can make your stories and reels and posts on TikTok as well as Instagram with my music, it will make my day. Yeah, I just love having exposure. And in terms of new music, I have a song called I'm Saving Myself for Elon Musk. That's my new one that I'm writing it. And I sang a little blurb of it earlier today, the chorus. Yes. But I also have a new song. Maybe I didn't send it to you. And it's called I Forgive You. It's kind of a follow-up to Haunt You. I don't know if you want to play that instead of Love at First Sight for my final song. I don't have it prepped in my folder here. Okay. But what I could do is play it next week. I'll play it next week.
Thank you.
Send me a reminder in Instagram, and I'll pop in one of my little 3-song sets. I'll swap something out, and next week.
Because I just released that song about a week ago, and so it's fresh on YouTube. So if people click on my Instagram page, I have the link in the bio to that song called I Forgive You, and it's also available on all the other platforms, iTunes, TikTok, Instagram stories, everything, Spotify. It should be on Spotify by now. It takes a moment to upload to all those, but I have had it uploaded on my end. And yeah, it's a follow-up to the Haunt You song, because it's about how, even if you know that you should know that karma's going to go and get the people that wrong you. I believe karma will always do that. But you have to let go for your own sanity and your own positive vibe and health so that you can vibe at a positive vibration. Because if you hold on to this negative energy of how someone wronged you in the past, it brings you down like this big weight. And pretty soon you don't know you're carrying this 500-pound weight, so to speak, of negative energy. And you're just carrying it around. And it tires you and it drains your energy. It takes you away from the things that you're supposed to do. Like for me, I think my calling is to make music. And when people have wronged me in the past, it did take me away from the music. And that was the biggest crime in the spiritual world, so to speak. Not a crime in the legal world. But, it's a crime because, if you lose time, you lose time, you lose time. But this song's about, I forgive whoever wronged me, and I think everyone should try to forgive. Yeah, because if you hold on to that negative energy, it will pull you away from your calling. And that's the true crime.
Agree.
Yeah, that's the true spiritual crime.
Get to this song, Love at First Sight. Have just enough time to play that.
Okay.
It's been great having you on. I
Thank you.
have to give my special thanks, of course, to Ozcat Radio, Siren, GiGi Van Studdiford for being a great guest, Mrs. Lou, and my mom, Ma Lou, for contributing the news and the news segment, the other stuff that I did right before I called you. Also, go to ozcatradio.com, hit that donation button, mixcloud.com/DJLuke916 for the archives of all the shows. I'll give you that link as soon as I upload it. But we need to get to this final song, Love at First Sight. GiGi, it's been an awesome, a really great chat, and feel free to send me new music as you make it. And I'll always be down to play it.
Thank you.
All right. This is Love at First Sight. I'll be back actually 2 weeks from now. Taking next week off due to some things I have to handle here. But, everyone have a great rest of the week. All right. Excellent. So the listeners are going to hear that, and then the outro. As soon as that's done, I'm going to edit out all the little fumbling around with the Zoom and all that, so it's not in the show anymore. And I'll give you the link to that probably within an hour or so. I'm going to do a quick grocery store run, get some milk, and be right back, and then I'll feed that link to you when it's uploaded. Sounds good?
Yes.
All right. Thanks again, and I'll just make a note right now to look that song up, and I'll grab it off YouTube to play next week.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a blessed rest of your week.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.